Greetings, hi there. I decided to make this video clip today because it's the 43rd day of my mother's death, and I decided to do something about it. I needed to find a way to reach out to those who are now going through it, and it's a very fresh start for them. So I wanted just to share how I felt, how it went, and I'm still in the early stages. I believe in the grieving, as everyone has been telling me. I've been doing a research. But on the 27th of April, something big hit me. When the doctor so pragmatically and with such cold heart announced my mother's death, I somehow felt that I was hit by a major wave. A wave the like of which is only found probably in the movie Deep Impact, the one where the female journalist and her reconciled father decided to meet their imminent demise in that Nantucket or Kentucky Fried Chicken place. I don't remember. It was Free Morgman was the first black president in 1998 or 97. I have no idea. So that wave, that huge, hundreds of feet tall wave, I was hit by it, and the impact was so strong. You feel, your instinct is to survive. Everything shuts down in you. You are shutting down. You go, your brain tricks you, plays a trick. So you are trying to float above the wave, and you eventually do. And a feeling of utter serenity, or that's the feeling you think you're having at the moment, is like, okay, I've survived this. Well, I thought it would be much worse. Well, that's your defense mechanism. You're just trying to survive the first impact. And you go back to sleep, you look at your phone. Well, that was my case because I was on the emergency call from the ICU 4 nights before, and one night I was called at 5 in the morning by the doctor of the night shift, and he needed an immediate decision to apply tubitures. And you start learning about medical terms, things that you were so making fun of in other times before her death. I used to make fun of all these terms, and that doctor tells you need to decide right now, because he tells you have exactly 5 minutes to decide. We need to put on the tubitures on your mother. And he tries to explain things to you, but he thinks everyone is Mr. Science, and no one knows what he's talking about. Probably that's why he's a doctor. They keep them so far away from reality. They don't explain to us what is happening exactly. And then the decision is taken, and that's just one of the episodes that popped up in my mind. But the first night when I went to sleep, when she passed away, I looked at my phone and I was hoping that this time it will actually ring. I really wanted it to ring, but it didn't. And then the next day, the outpouring of sympathy, or you think of relatives and acquaintances and friends, whatever that means, they start, showing their sympathy. I'm getting really nervous with this tie. Can't really wear it well. I've never known how to wear a bow tie. So just to tell you, everyone starts pouring in, and you still feel weird. You still feel okay, I'm still doing well. Of course you're crying your heart out, but it doesn't feel as bad as it feels now. I took the ice. Now, it feels on day 43, well, whatever I am right now in, it's day of realization. I've realized something, that since my mother was rushly admitted in the hospital the first time on April 6th, I haven't had a good night's sleep. I haven't slept. I have been on a roller coaster of feelings. I have been actually at loss of my mother even before she died, since 2012, since it all started. That feeling of knowing that your mom, your last resort of affection, is a common mortal being, that she is going to die. And people saying she passed away doesn't really help you, because what does pass away mean, you know? You're not passing away, you just die. You might want to call it she's reborn in the afterlife. That's fine by me. I don't understand the definition of passing away. And it just creeps me out when people, you know, say that. I used to say that as well, you know, she passed away, you know, as if passing away calms down the magnitude of what I've just experienced. I'm realizing right now that the magnitude is so huge, so incredible, that it's much more than when I actually first buried her. When I buried her, that was bad. I thought that was bad. But you bury yourself with her as well. You really bury, big chunk of you goes down there, goes 6 feet under, and there's no returning. You're not coming back. People expect you to be you, to go back to being fabulous you, the funny one, the amazing one, the intelligent, blah, blah, blah. And they continue telling you, you know, this is just a process. Process. How is grieving your mother is a process? What does process means, you know? She's not science. I mean, losing your mother is beyond description. It's losing yourself. It's a taste of your own death coming. This is one of the things I'm realizing. I had a big fear of losing her. No, that's gone. I don't have that fear anymore, but it comes with a price. I no longer fear. If I die tomorrow, that's fine. It doesn't matter. I'm just putting out all these thoughts of mine, just to tell you, if you're out there, if you just chose to click on me, and because you're grieving, you just had lost yourself, and I understand what you're feeling, and seriously, my condolences for you. Seriously, I know what you're going through, and this freaking guy is still not gonna do anything. Damn it! But you know what? It's gonna be me. Who cares? So let's come right now to the consequences of your own grief. First day, you're still not realizing, and some of your so-called friends, you know, they do actually feel for you. Some of them react differently. You know, it varies. Some of them have the correct reaction to your loss. Some of them are afraid of you. They consider you a leper, and they think about giving you time and quiet, that you'll be appreciative of that gesture. They don't know that this hurts even more, because all you need is a hug, is not even words. You don't really need the words, and you don't need those protocol letter banks, you know, bank letters, words like, you know, rest assured of my prayers and thoughts, because that sounds so impersonal and so stupid to say, so stupid. Or these other phrases, I understand what you feel like, and these people who have never gone through loss of a mother, they of course they have no clue what does it mean. They have no clue. It's like a man who goes and tells a woman who's giving birth to a child, I understand what you're going through. This is bullshit. So be sensitive, you know. Tell your friends to be sensitive. And if you feel angry at them, express it. Don't hide it. Express it. Go out there and tell it. Even behave like a hoe, an angry hoe, who is fighting with a client who's not paying for her. So go and express your anger. Don't care what people say. Because the loss of a mother is a loss of you. It's painful. It's very, very painful. And it's not going to go. If you think, I'm still very fresh, and this is only the 43rd day, still very hard. It's actually much harder than the beginning. Much harder. The realization that she's gone. The realization that I can't hear her voice anymore. That I can't kiss her on the cheeks or smell her. That's tough. The idea that I can't see her when she's imitating people, you know, when she's laughing or giggling, or when she's, I don't know, cutting an orange and eating an orange. Simple as that. These things, these small things. And her kindness, you know. But rest assured that she lives in you. And she lives in me right now. And I know that I was formed and shaped by her. This is why I decided to sober up, you know, and put on a nice clothes and, you know, because I'm representing her. I'm doing it for her. She was an elegant spirit, the most elegant spirit you'll ever meet. Noblesse. She was the real noblesse. And that's gone for now. I feel that's gone for now, but we'll see. We'll see. I feel that the appointment with her was just postponed. So, promise I'll do a next video that won't have this freaking die falling apart. You know what? Let's do this. Who cares? This could be trendy as well. So, I was just saying, you have some friends who don't know how to react with you, who will be, to say the least, they will be clumsy, they will be immature, and there are those who will hijack your pain. There are those who, in order to get some points with their miserable little life, they will go out there to talk about you by saying that my best friend just lost his mother, just to get some sympathy for himself or herself. These are the leeches, the human leeches. And there are those who will ignore you, completely ignore you, because they simply say, I got so insecure, I don't know what to do with you. And then there are those who ask you to help them by asking you to ask them for anything. Well, I can't ask you to help me if you're not willing to help, if you're not willing to see that for yourself, if you're not willing to understand that this is where friendship is most proven. In this act, I had only one mother and I lost that one mother. So if you're not there, try to convince me you were a friend. Whatever you will say, whatever you will do, it's gibberish. And then you have fabulous new people, and I don't know, they're probably God sent or something. They just come across your path and they're there. They're absolutely there, and it's very powerful. You'll make new friends. You'll probably end up sorting out even those misunderstandings you've had with those clumsy other friends of yours, you know. You'll explain to them when you get more sober, and you'll realize that these people have invested in their own future, meaning they will go through the same thing one day, and they freed you from the obligation of empathizing, ever empathizing with them. You're free now. So don't feel like shit. It's their imposition on you. I'm a very empathetic person, and I had to deal with people shutting me down. And for what? Because they feared their own personal issues came out through my mother's death. Everyone tried to appropriate themselves of my story, as usual, you know. You have lots of self-absorbed people down there and up there, everywhere, you know. So be careful. Be careful. There's no such thing as vulgar or sober mourning. Mourn as you please. If you feel like screaming your heart out and be angry with them, do it. If you feel like sitting at your home in silence and staring at the ceiling, do it. Do what is appropriate for you now. Even your confusion, I know your confusion, you don't understand if this is right or wrong, what am I doing? And then some other people will start telling you this is not the way your mother wanted it to be. Well, she's not here right now, is she? You're your only portal to her. They can't feel for you. I feel her presence, and it's not lying. I feel her presence, not as strong though, not as strong. I can't hear her personally, I cannot. But I feel her presence. And every now and then she gives me a dream, or you know, a gift of one of our memories. You know, like the other day I saw her at night, and she came, and she loved oranges, and she started, you know, cutting one up. And I hate citruses. I never liked oranges. I never liked those acidy stuff. Never liked fruits. So and she loved oranges, and I always told her, how can you like oranges? I understand if you like a mango. I understand if you like I don't know, even a stupid pear, but why an orange? She just loved it. She used to give me 1/4 of an orange, and she would insist I take it, and she would just smile. She said, just try it. And out of politeness and courtesy and respect, actually, for her, I used to have it. But then my face will turn like when babies suck on lemon, you know, that acidity comes on my expressions. It's aggressive. So and she would laugh. And that was nice. That was reassuring. People like to assure you. So some days you'll find it difficult with your own sibling, because if you're still in the denial phase and they are more advanced in their phase, it's going to be tough. You know, siblings are rivals at all times, and they clash. And in this moment, seems everyone wants to be a saint. Everyone wants to know, oh, I know her better than you. And you know, it's not easy. It's really not easy. Loss doesn't mean just the deceased, that you lost the deceased. Your whole life is upside down. It's a tidal wave. It's sometimes you curl in bed in a fetus position. Sometimes you want people to understand you. Sometimes you just want a small gesture, someone to call you, someone to, with the option of not answering, you know, but just to feel that they're calling you. I might not answer. I have not been actually answering, none. But it's nice. It's just nice. Without having to explain, without having to bring things from the past. Some people will feel so insecure that they will bring their past into this phase of your life, and they will expect you to reassure them when they failed you. That's tough. That's tough because they put you in a position where on top of your pain, you have to fear the severance of a relationship with other people. That's hard. That's really hard to take. So, oh well, I think that's my first video, and that's dedicated to, well, partly to help myself and to help you, to help both of us, to help all of us. If you feel like you want to reach out and share your experience with me, I'll be glad to give you a hand, to help you. And just remember one thing. Right now, your eyes have lost scales. We see things in a very different way than any other person on earth. I mean, everyone who's not been through this will never understand. But just remember one thing. You're far more advanced right now. Work this to your advantage. You'll come out of this very strong, very empathetic, and be faithful to the legacy of he or she, well, in this case my mother, of she that left you or departed this world. Be faithful to her legacy. Be kind and nice. And this suffering should teach you to be even more empathetic and more nice to those less fortunate. And many people, and those who do you wrong, are less fortunate. They're just weak people. And you are just as strong, much stronger right now. Much, much stronger. And you know I'm telling you the truth. Bless you. And I'm very sorry again.